Is there an equation for happiness? And if so, how do we implement it? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, I would like to introduce you. You want to advance it, please? To Caroline. Caroline is my mother. Last year, August 2016, she passed away. She and I were very close, and so this event changed my world. I was distraught. I cried a lot. I suffered nosebleeds. I even contemplated suicide. But I know that is not what she would have wanted for me. This is my favorite picture of the two of us. It seemed like we were always laughing. Sometimes we would laugh so hard and for so long that strangers around us would start laughing. They didn't know why they were laughing. They just knew that it was incredibly funny, whatever it was. I would now like to introduce you to Mo Gadat. Mo is a billionaire with a B, from Dubai. Among other things, he is a top executive with Google worldwide. Despite all his wealth, for most of his life, he was very unhappy. One day he thought to himself, I have formulated equations for all kinds of different things. Surely I should be able to formulate an equation for happiness. And so he did. I first heard of Mo July of this year. The basic premise of his equation for happiness is he equates humans to cell phones, in that when you first get your cell phone, it works wonderfully. It's very fast, it's efficient, you love it. As babies, our natural default is happy. It's only over time, as with the cell phone, when you put more apps into it, it starts to slow down, it's not as efficient, it's a struggle. So when we remove our quote-unquote apps, unnecessary apps, we return to our default state of happy. This is Mo with his son Ali on the left. They were more than just father and son. They were best friends. One day they were vacationing and Ali had to go into the hospital for a routine surgery. After about 4 hours and after several human errors, Ali suddenly died. Mo was naturally distraught. He wanted to sue the doctors, sue the hospital, but he thought, you know what? This is the perfect time to put my equation for happiness to the test. And so he did. I'd like to show you now Mo illustrating his equation for happiness. Oops. Ah, okay. Where did it go? Okay, well, could you, oh, it doesn't go. Okay.
Is it on the internet?
Yes.
Oh, it has to be connected with the internet.
Yeah. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Basically, what Mo says, he's up in front of the audience, and he's saying to the audience, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to think of something very, very sad. Okay, think hard about that. Okay, and people start giggling, you know, they're nervous. And he goes, no. I want you to think about something very sad. I want you to concentrate. And people are, okay. He goes, now, what I'm going to do, and then you see a series of numbers flash across the screen. He says, now what I want you to do at the same time is I want you to add up the numbers. And people are laughing, oh, you know, because he can't do it, right? They can't focus on two things at the same time. And he goes, stop laughing, you're supposed to be happy. Then at the end, he says, okay, How many people were at least able to add up the numbers? Nobody puts up their hand. He says, okay, great. How many were able to remain sad? Nobody puts up their hand. He says, oh, okay, bravo, you didn't do either. And he was basically saying, you cannot focus on two things at the same time. That sad thing that you were thinking about is long gone. You have to focus on the present. So, okay, can you get that to advance? You're hired, John. Okay, click. Oh, there we go. So this boils down to this basic equation for happiness. Happiness is equal to or greater than your perception of the events of your life minus your expectations of how life should behave. And that is it in a nutshell. So what is the takeaway from all of this? I don't know what it is for you, but I know for me it is this. If I focus on living a full, vibrant life and fulfill my life's purpose, I will have lived a life of which Caroline would be very proud. Mr. Toastmaster.